go and watch the video because I now have, we now have Melissa on my Pinterest board, and she is going to tell me how badly I'm doing because I have a lot of boards, and as you guys know, a lot of you know that I even have a Pinterest tutorial for sale on, and I know a lot about Pinterest, so it'll be interesting to see what I don't know and what kinds of mistakes I'm making, because I don't make money from Pinterest. I don't, I know you can, but let's see what I'm doing wrong.
Hey, Katie, you are, so I think you're doing a great job. I think that I love how your boards are so colorful, and you have great names for them too. So,
I think that's such a weakness. That's so funny you say that.
No, I think it's fine. And in fact, some names that are so out of control clever, I don't think you have to think about SEO at the same time, which is, are you going to be found in a search? And I think you favorite podcasts. I love that picture of John. Oh my gosh, that's scary. They're going to be found because you label them well, and that's really important. So that's fantastic. Kidlit book stuff, I think that's fantastic. And so many more Pinterest things are coming up in searches. So anything that you do, you want to make sure that your board is categorized and that your pins have really great descriptions. And you're doing that really well.
Okay.
Good job. So I see how I didn't totally diss you at first, and now we go to the dissing.
The happy sandwich that I always say.
Exactly. I'm a teacher. What can I say?
You lured me in. I'm like, oh, good.
I think that one of the things I like to do is follow more people than you're following, and that's so that I can get a really good flow in my homepage of content to repin. So I don't have to go all over the internet to look. And I think of it sort of as a museum where I'm curating this fantastic content for my ideal reader or my ideal customer, who in my case is a parent of a child 3 to 10. But so then I really try to remember to not pin all my own stuff. And the other thing with my own stuff, and I think this could be a little tricky with your videos, but you could do it with your other content, is to make sure that you're going more vertical than horizontal. In other words, you're having the profile picture that's longer. And the reason is Pinterest, if you look at the columns are pretty narrow, but they'll allow an incredible length of pin. So one thing we could think about with your videos is maybe trying to figure out if we can embed them in a little bit of a frame that goes down. I don't know if you can do that, but I would like to figure that out for you.
Yeah, videos are horizontal. I mean, they are. I mean, in fact, that's something I teach in Video Idiot Bootcamp, because I didn't realize people didn't know this. You should never, record with your iPhone. If you're recording, you should never do them vertically, because you don't go into a movie theater and see the screen vertical, right? You never have seen that. But
no. But if we could do a frame somehow for Pinterest, we'll have to talk about.
I guess you could. You could kind of do that. You could do a. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's something to think about. So the width, the height is unlimited. The width is limited.
Right.
That's the interesting thing. And then, so I would repin a few more people, and I like to comment on other people's pins. That really gets you noticed. So let me just see if I don't know if I can show you people who've commented on my pins. Let me see. Usually I'll follow them. Let me see if I can find one that was commented on. Here's one. So I was doing another thing that I like to recommend to people is to go with the seasonal thing, because that will get you noticed. Dad's Day, Father's Day is coming up. So I pinned this beer making kit for Dad, and someone commented on that. I might actually go to her. I usually right click, by the way, just so I don't have to lose the page I'm on and open it in a new tab, and follow her, see if I want to follow her. A lot of people do that. It's a great way to find new users. Here's another one. So especially if they have an interesting comment.
What do you mean about right clicking? Is that a PC thing?
Okay, look. So no, if you, I'm on a Mac, so I just enabled my right click. If you open in a new tab, then I don't have to.
Yeah.
So then I have it over here. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not going to follow her.
Right.
But it's just interesting to notice people who comment.
Wait, you should tell people. I know why you're not going to follow her, but do you want to say why?
Why I'm not going to follow her because she doesn't have anything interesting that she's pinned, and right now I can see that she only is interested in celebrities, and I'm not interested in that.
Also, she hasn't populated her only 3 boards, and she hasn't populated them.
Yeah, and there's no description. Mm-hmm. So
she didn't put a picture of herself. I don't feel like that's a real person.
I don't think so either. It's beautiful, but it's not her. Yeah. On your description, you can change to are you on a business?
I think that I tried. I can't remember now. I haven't done any Pinterest stuff in a while because I was so busy with Video Edit Bootcamp. But I think I tried to get on a business thing, and then they when they started it, and then they contacted me actually, and they said that there was a problem, and I can't remember what happened. Can you see if I am?
You're not, well, I can't tell, but if you do a business thing, you can verify your website. So here's my link right here you can click on, whereas yours didn't have the link on the top.
Right, because I put it in and they said it, and they said it wasn't, I forgot all about dealing with that. That was one of the things that fell off my radar. But yeah, I put it in there and they said it wouldn't verify or something, and then I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, I hired someone to do it, and I can refer you to him because I didn't really get how to do it myself. I mean, there's only so much WordPress coding stuff I can deal with. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One thing on my boards is this is funny because there's a study that just came out about most repin stuff is red and orange, and the least is blue and green.
Wow.
Well, a couple weeks ago, I decided to sort of make all my Pinterest covers blue and green. So, they looked pretty to me.
Yeah.
But I might change them.
That's funny.
So that's one thing to think about too, is how you look when people go to your boards. And I put my most popular boards at the top. Mm-hmm. So, and I know most people aren't going to scroll down all the way, but if they do, I put my least popular at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. And then I always put that's funny because I always put the things that were most important to me, the things I wanted to promote the most at the top.
I want to suck people in, get them to for sure respond.
Yeah, that's true. So, you're right. And
you can. So I have enough bad pins to show you of mine too. You don't have to worry about yours. When I first started, I didn't know about the vertical. But so here's some stuff. You can see this was from a long time ago. That was a couple years ago, I think. That's a terrible pin.
Yeah.
But
it's too busy.
Yeah, and so but if you go to another pin that's better,
try to also speak in for people who are just listening so that they can understand what we're looking at, because that would be,
Oh, okay. Sorry. So if you look at a pin that is vertical or square, it looks better on Pinterest. And this one for books got a lot of repins, even though I have a lot of content on it with the covers. It's a simple image in the middle.
The silhouette is very good. Image. Yeah.
Conversely, where's another bad one? Here's a bad one. It's a very small picture, and it's hard to see what it is, and it's
graham crackers.
It's graham crackers, and it's very wide and not tall. Here's one you can do collage, and that's a really great way to get people to repin and click through to your site if they see sort of the steps on how to do something. And this is steps on how to use magazines to cut out words and make poetry, and that gets a lot of click-throughs on my site. And if you choose to do collages on PicMonkey, it's really easy. PIC, yeah, MONKEY.
Yeah, and PicMonkey and a bunch of other things I included in my newsletter, so that's the kinds of things I include also.
It's great stuff. So I made this on PicMonkey, and anyway, so the more you can make longer, like this miniature book pin. And then I follow a bazillion people so that whenever I click, like I said, on my homepage, I can go through quickly and repin content and spend under a half an hour a day, believe it or not, on Pinterest. So here's me. I will scroll through. I might like something, but I go fast and I go and I find something that catches my eye and I repin it. If it looks sketchy, I'll go through just to make sure.
Yeah. How do you know if, no, what about if there's no link there, or what if there is a link? And I've heard that there are problems with people who have, put their own link, or they've stripped it of a link. Or the original link. What about that problem?
So, theoretically, you should click on it and then click on it again to go through to make sure that what you're pinning is indeed a correct link. It just takes a little longer. And honestly, I don't do it very well. I just don't, because I'm busy, but I should. That's a good thing to do. And that will be another reason why you can take advantage of the right click. So I can open in a new tab and then check them in a minute and then repin them all at once. But one thing to consider is not to repin. Let's say you're doing, this happens all the time with bloggers. They decide they want to do a post on one theme. Here we go. Let's say 4th of July. Like, this is a pin on sugar cookies for 4th of July. And then all of a sudden your feed has 40 pictures of 4th of July cookies. And it's so annoying because all this here is this one person's stuff, but there's, one topic. And so that'll make someone like me who uses Pinterest a lot unfollow you.
I'm sorry. Say that once more. I'm confused about what you're saying.
So when you pin something more than one time in a row, or you pin the same content, like let's say I decided that I wanted to look up, I wanted to pin everything about 4th of July, and I searched it, and then I decided right now I'm going to pin 200 things to my 4th of July.
Okay.
Then all the people that follow me, that's going to be...
That's how they're seeing. Right.
Yeah, and it's just kind of bad manners. So again, use the right click, and if you want to pin it, just save it for later and just do it at another time. So that's what I do to make it fast. That's the key. And then again, comment on other people's pins. That's what I would recommend. And then on your website, Katie, I saw, where's your website? You don't have a pin it button, do you, that I missed?
You know what? I had to take out my share buttons, and here is why. And here is why. Because my course is on private pages, and I was having trouble. I had another plugin that allowed me to take the share buttons off those private pages, but it wasn't always working. And because people paid a lot of money for the course, I couldn't have them sharing the course free, and then some people paid and, it might have gotten out. So I've got to figure out a different way to have the pin it button on the site without, or if I can do it just for, specific posts or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that.
Maybe the pin it hover button, because that would only pin it over an image.
Oh, and that would be good.
Maybe because your podcast doesn't have an image with the link. I mean, the link is different than the image, correct? Or
what?
Well, would that be better, just the image? Because then it's not a pin it button for everything, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm starting to do use click to tweet. And I can also do that pin it. That's a good idea. Yeah, the hover button. So that's one. So I think those are my ideas for you. What do you think, Katie?
I like that.
Okay.
So yes, you're going to tell me about Jody Headland, which is funny because I have a very good friend named Julie Headland.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm going to tell you about her. I would love to tell you about her. She is an author who's using Pinterest really well. I think there's not a lot of authors who are really getting the gist of Pinterest. And like you mentioned earlier, it's not about pushing your stuff. It's about telling your story, and the story of, if you're a fiction author, the story of your books. So she has a really great board that she does with information on the settings of her novels, which I think is a fantastic idea. So people who are really enthusiastic readers and fans want to know more about, the places where her novels take place. And then she has a special board for fans too, which is cool. So fans holding up their book, they can see, she puts that up on her Pinterest page.
Well, that's great. I have another author who does an incredible job, which is go back to Pinterest, and I'm going to have you bring up Emily Lockhart. I don't know if she goes up on there by E. Lockhart.
Wait, is that the right spelling? I forget. Is it H-E?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know if she's on there as E. Lockhart or Emily Lockhart.
I love her books.
Yeah, her Pinterest boards are brilliant. And let's see.
E. Lockhart. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, I've already been to her.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Yeah. Look at, she has this one, Frankie Landau Banks. That's a character in one of her books. And in the book, there is an abandoned swimming pool. So she has a picture of an abandoned swimming, and she writes, she does not illustrate. So, writers are always saying, oh, I have no, way to do Pinterest because I'm a writer. Like, look, Frankie's mother calls her Bunny Rabbit. And so she has this picture of an adorable bunny rabbit. And here's this. Wow, I'm flabbergasted. Kristen Kishore's color-coded copy of The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau Banks. That's her book, her own book. But this is Kristen Kishore, who's a big novelist.
I love her too.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Right. So
she's thrilled.
right. And so it's a really here's a boarding school that's a good image for disreputable history. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to show history, or not history. It's a wonderful way to show how someone might do research.
Yeah. And one of the things that we learn as entrepreneurs, I'm sure you do the same thing, is to take the best ideas of other people and to imitate them. It's not, ideas are not copyrighted. So if they have a great idea, copy it. Don't try to think of something else. She's doing something that's working really well. So copy it. I mean, I feel like I study people all the time and learn from them. It's the way to go. That's how I started on Twitter. I don't know about you, but I just would look at people's Twitter lists and follow all the people they followed.
Right.
Why reinvent the wheel?
That's exactly right. I love this. Illustrator crushes. I love that as a category.
Yeah.
Just the word crush is so great. That's fantastic.
So I think there's a lot of possibilities. And if you imagine that you're trying to attract people back to your website, but also for fans, they want to know what you're like. They really like you. They want to know other books you like. They want to know what products you like. So you can expand out so much beyond your books and your content, because it's you're trying to meet the needs of your fans and readers in that way, and what they're interested in might be similar or might cross paths. So it's really like she probably, even if you have recipes, books she's loved, I think what fan wouldn't want to read all the books that she likes?
Right.
So that's a really great way to connect with your readers.
Right. I just thought of another board I could do, which is fan art, because I love, or did I have that? That's another thing. I have too many boards, I think. I can't remember all my boards. I don't remember. I found myself creating a board that I thought was a good idea, and I thought, oh no, I have that board already. And then I also think, oh, can I do a board of my favorite cocktails, because I am a kidlit writer, and I don't know if I should go there,
Yeah. I think it's 12 and up for kids to use Pinterest. So I don't think you're going to get young readers who will be disillusioned with you because you have a cocktail. But I also think, it might be fun to do that. It just shows your personality. Yeah. If it were like some sort of, something inappropriate. That's not inappropriate. I'm an adult.
I'm allowed to drink.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, and how are people monetizing?
The main way is if you're getting repins, that gets you click-throughs, depending on how good your pins are, and then that's up to you. Do you have something on your site that you can sell? And if you do, then you can that's how you monetize it. And so I'm getting last summer 300,000 page views a day or a month. That, I mean, had I had a product to sell, that would have been great. Even sponsorship wise, I could have increased my sponsorship numbers, and I'm terrible at that. Just because of time. But I could have charged more for ads on my website. Now, this is really interesting. Because I'm a top pinner, people are asking if I'll pin for them and offering me money.
Wow.
And in all honesty, I've only accepted one offer because it's an integrity thing. And I feel like that you can't get that back once you, like, it has to be something I would endorse anyway.
Right. So I completely agree. I do not ever tell people, I don't give people affiliate links to anything that I don't either use or believe in or know for sure that it's a good product. And I always tell them that it is an affiliate link. I'm sorry?
Yeah. They'll never trust you again.
Right.
And that's something you can't get back. I totally believe that too.
Right. And I always tell them if it is an affiliate link as well. So it's something that I would feel resentful if somebody did that to me. So
yeah.
Right.
And if you do have affiliate links, I keep wondering if we're going to see that little hashtag affiliate on Pinterest. Right now, you have to do it. I think the FDA, do you know this? It requires it on Twitter and maybe Facebook, but I don't think you have to do it on Pinterest yet. Although most people will say if you click somewhere and it goes to a blog post or whatever, if it's an affiliate link, they have to disclose it.
I don't think I've ever put an affiliate link on Twitter. I don't think I have done it on Facebook. If I have,
I haven't done it either, but I know there's been talk in some of my groups about the new FDA regulations. It's just something to...
Usually I keep it to my blog or a newsletter, and I always say it in there.
Yeah.
Or in my course. You know, I checked out everything, and I used everything before I included it in the course. But, you know, I was providing resources for people. So
yeah. And people want to help you out, help you make money. So I think that usually they like clicking through affiliate links because they're supporting you and the work you do.
Right, and they know that it subsidizes the podcast, and the podcast is free, and everything on my blog is free. That is free. The products aren't free on my blog, but if you get traffic from Pinterest, and we'll get you up to speed so you're getting more traffic from Pinterest. That would be
nice. More traffic. Then you can sell more podcasts or, and more books, and it's all win-win.
That would be nice. I would like that.
Helping people.
My problem is my brother actually, I gave him my Pinterest tutorial, and he watched it, and he learned all this stuff. He had bought a farm, this old farm, and he watched the Pinterest tutorial. He learned all about it, and he created a Pinterest board. You know what? You should go on there and look at it right now and see what he did. He is such a nester, and he created all these boards about how he, his favorite homes and all those things, and he designed his home, the home that he wants to make this farm. Wow. Yeah, and there aren't a lot of guys on Pinterest, so I thought that was really cute that he did that. Yeah.
People are doing that so much with weddings, but I know a lot of people who do it for market research. So one woman I interviewed who does green crafts, she says she posts all sorts of ideas, and then whatever gets the most repins, she counts. That's what she looks at for her next month's activity.
Interesting.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, that is really interesting. I did interview somebody who sold he sold a ton of books because of Pinterest, and I interviewed him on the podcast. It was really, his name is Eric Rappenbush. I always say his name wrong, and I'm a bad person because of it. And he's probably listening, and I'm sorry, Eric. I really am. I will never. I have to remember your little. I know, I do that to him every single time. And I'm a bad person because of it.
Once you learn it wrong, it's so hard to
I know. I hear it in my head. And, I only always saw it written. I think it is Rappenbush. Oh, God, he's such a great guy. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to try to extract myself. And I stopped editing the interviews. I used to put in like an hour, 2 hours editing the interviews, taking out all the ums and the mistakes, and now I've stopped because I needed those 2 hours back in my life. So I wonder, are you listeners? Have you noticed that in the last like 3 or 4 since I came back from my hiatus after Video Edit Bootcamp? I just had to give something up. Something had to give, and if I was going to continue with the podcast, I had to stop editing them. So that's what
now you got me worried. What if I say something really weird?
I know. Well, I did once have a guest who said, so many times, and I took out every single and it came to 10 minutes.
That's amazing filler.
Yeah, I couldn't have, if I weren't editing in those days, nobody would have listened to that episode. So, and I'm not going to ever tell who that was. But that was bad. And I could not stand it. I was so going crazy listening to it just in the edit. It was just
it's like a tick.
Yes, it is. And I still say and but if it gets too crazy, people complain to me and I will have to start editing again. But is there any other like crazy, and I say like also, is there any other things that you think are really, really important for people to know about Pinterest and that you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I really believe that it can be, it's a free marketing tool. So, and it's visual. And I know as writers, sometimes we think we don't know about the visual thing. We're storytellers, we're wordsmiths, but you can learn. And I think as writers, you have an appreciation for what's visually attractive. And you always should just start with that. So whatever is beautiful and visually attractive, that's going to get repins. Even if you only put a small quote on it, that's a really popular technique because quotes get repinned a lot. Mm-hmm. And John Green does this really well on Tumblr. I don't know if you follow him on Tumblr, but he does a lot of quotes from his books. Mm-hmm. He's a young adult author. And for those of you listening who don't know, he does a lot of quotes from his books, and those are really popular. And I know it would translate to Pinterest because people love like those thought-provoking, inspiring things. So if you imagine you could do what he does, and I think most of the time they're just on a plain background. So he just puts text over that, but you could also use a beautiful picture with a geometric shape like a rectangle and put a rectangle at the bottom with some quote from a book or just inspiring quote. One of my favorite people on Pinterest or companies on Pinterest is Sevenly, and they're a company that promotes one nonprofit every week. Do you know what I'm talking about, Katie? It's a really cool. I asked them if they would share their Pinterest strategy, and they said no. But I can. Oh my gosh! I mean, wow! Talk about. But they have these like beautiful. Let me see if I can find them. Beautiful. Yeah, I couldn't understand the word. I was going to ask you. Sevenly, and they have these beautiful pins, and it's weird because it's a little bit of a bait and switch because they'll have quotes, and then the quotes take you directly to their website, which doesn't have the quotes. But at the same time, it's, so here's one. Let me do a screen share. This is one where it says, gratitude turns what we have into enough. And it's, there we go. Oh, so this is, and when you click through it on the picture to, see the quote, it goes directly to their website, which doesn't actually have a quote. But then I'm always intrigued because every week they have a different cause that they give to, and this week is and they give $7, so it's North Korean refugee, and then they sell T-shirts. So I'm just saying you can really, really get creative at all their inspirational quotes. When you said what their what did you say? You asked their Pinterest strategy. Yeah, the strategy was. See, I would have edited that brain burp out if I were editing this. But what did you mean by their strategy? So they obviously want to get people to click through and go to their website and probably build their their email list, like most of us.
Right.
So I'm going to say, my guess is that their strategy is to use the motivational quotes, because they post them a lot throughout the day, as the main strategy to entice people to their website, which is not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. It's, like I said, it's a little bit different because they don't actually have a page of quotes where you could see this image. It's really beautiful. But that's their strategy. Because when we're on Pinterest, you want to be on there with a specific goal in mind. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's no good just to, pin recipes and like cute little pictures of kittens. If you're trying to sell a product or you're trying to build your platform as an author. Mm-hmm. So having the goal in mind of either building your followers being one goal, which you can do in ways like commenting on other people's pins, following new pinners, that kind of thing. Or you could have the goal of getting people to repin and click through to your website, mm-hmm. so that you can, grow your email list or sell your products. I don't think you should try to aim for every single goal at the same time. Otherwise, you probably won't be able to be effective.
Right.
And then you want to track your goals. So you want to think where you start, and then maybe at the end of a week or two, see where your analytics are, see where your numbers are, and then you can decide if that was a good strategy that you use, or you need to shift and try something different. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that time of day is also one consideration.
What do you find the best time of day?
Well, they say Saturday morning and evening, but I would say it depends on your audience.
For pinning or for repinning or for what?
For the most amount of traffic. The most amount of traffic is usually, Eastern Standard Time, maybe between 9 and 11 p.m. at night. So I know people in the UK who have to schedule their pins, or don't get that traffic. Or, one of my rock stars just went to Belgium for the summer, and she said she's just getting a whole new group of followers that are from Australia that she'd never even would have, interacted with had she not been pinning at a different time of day.
But wait, you said Saturday morning, and then you said 9 to 11 at night.
Yeah, and Saturday morning is supposed to be a high traffic time. It's not for me, though. My followers are like moms. The Saturday morning thing does not work for them. They're like, wait till the kids go to bed pinners.
Wow. That's so
I think it really is. You just have to just pay attention to it and see what happens.
And you can tell by seeing what time the people are coming over to your site.
Yeah, or the number of repins. Mm-hmm. And especially if you have two different images that you could post from the same content or the same blog post, for example. If you pin one in the morning and one at night, just watch which one does better. Mm-hmm. Or you could even pin the same. Sometimes I delete the one in the morning and repin it at night just to see. I don't want to have 10 pins of the same thing, mm-hmm. all on the same board, but it's a little experiment.
Wow.
To pay attention to. Now, if you're busy, and you can just do your best, but this, it's worthy to pay attention to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. There's so much we could do.
I know, but it's all good. Let's see if I can get my screenshot out of here. There we go.
I see you got the Powtoon opt-in there. I'm glad to see that.
I did. How do I get my screenshot off?
You go back to screen share and you click it.